Yo, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's up, Shada? I'm back. I'm finally back, man. This trip had me on another lane, you know what I'm saying? It's good to hear from everybody. It's good to see you. I wasn't gonna do a stream till tomorrow, but I mean, why not, man? If you up, you up. They can catch it on the flip side. You feel me? If a lot of people miss it. But so today it's just going to be a mix down of a beat that I got from my cousin. Goes by the name of Lord Magnus. All right. Lord Magnus. Psych music. Yes, sir. Or Psy music. Will do. Will do. Yeah. So I'm out. You know what I'm saying? So long story short, I've been out because of a funeral. My grandfather passed. You know, it was his time. And you know, we gotta do what we gotta do to support the family. And you know, that put me out for a little bit. I had to go and be with family. You know, I'm really big on focusing on family. So if all this stream and music stuff can be put to the side easily on when it comes to stuff like that. And you know, my grandfather passed, so that means my father, you know, my family. That, you know, I wanted to be there to at least support. You know, people grieve and whatever. Hey, appreciate it, man. But this what we got going on. It's a beat. We're about to mix a beat down, and I'm actually gonna do it basically from like ground zero. And I think we got all the information we need on the thing. So basically, you know, I require everybody to send me their multi-tracks. Let's get this straight first. Stems, multi-tracks, two different things, okay? Two different things. So basically, stems are groups of audio. A lot of people like to call them food groups, right? Drums, all your drums in one audio track or a stereo track, that is a stem. You know, all your melodic instruments in one track, that is a stem. A multi-track is your drum track, your your kick drum, your snare drum track, your hi-hat track, your overhead toms track, your all the individual things, all those are your multi-tracks. People still use stems, but the understanding is the same. And I think the only time it gets real, like, I guess, splitting hairs is when people, you know, you get into the higher, you know, industry tiers where when people are looking for work, they're like, okay, I want you to work on my stems, but you send them a bunch of multi-tracks and they're like, well, what the heck? This is not what, you know, what we agreed upon. But anyway, that's just for your knowledge for later on down the line. All right, so let's move on to it. I got to get used to using my new, whatever this thing is. I'm using the Stream Deck thingamabob thing. Yeah. And I can't remember how to get back to the remote. Oh, there you go. All right. So let's go to my live screen. Hey, we in the live screen, y'all. All right. So basically, hey, let me know if my mic is good. If my mic is good, let me know. Please fill me in. I have to look to the side to see my chat for now because I don't have like the mechanism on the app here. That's like a weird thing not to have, but let me know if my mic is good. So basically, Studio One is very easy. Let me make sure I got this open in Rosetta mode. Because lately Rosetta has just been working just as good as any other way. It's just I got a lot of plugins that just don't operate within the M1 architecture yet. Okay, so Rosetta mode straight. And this will let all your old plugins work within your DAWs. What's up, Rudy? What's up? What's up with it? Yeah, this is the new. So this is my new lav mic. I still got my my PD70 microphone, but I kind of want to use that for like recording vocals. I like the way it sounds on the darker side, so I'm gonna keep that on the side for when I want to record vocals. And I got my new stream mic. It's just out of the way now. It was all in the way, so I hope this is a better presentation. Anyway, so Studio One, blah 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 blah. Fast forward, we got our stems. We got our multi-tracks. I digress. Multi-tracks. We just go. All you gotta do is drag and drop them things in there. You know what I'm saying? What I love about a lot of producers these days is they normally include the tempo of the audio and the key. So I can see here, right here in this view here, and you can kind of see it in the track name when Studio One builds the track, the key. I can set the DAW to A minor. Boom. Now I know for a fact that the song is in A minor. All right. The other thing is you can also detect tempo. A lot of times if the information is embedded, you can right click on the wave and it'll already have the file tempo set. But I'm going to go ahead and figure that out. So a quick way to figure out your tempo, or the start of my process, is I highlight all the tracks, open up the inspector view, which is F4, and then make sure that time stretch is don't follow. The reason why is because once I get to making sure that the ticks or the bars are on point with the tempo, is that it'll stretch the audio that's in the playlist or the edit window or the timeline window. I don't even know what this is called, actually, the main window. So you want to make sure that you highlight those tracks and turn don't follow off. It'll actually make sure that all of them are under don't follow once you highlight them all, right? So you can get out of that, just hit F4 again, and then you can find the tempo a couple ways, right? I believe all we have to do is we can tap. All you have to, in Studio One, if you look at this word here, the tempo, just tap the word tempo as the song's playing and it'll find the tempo for you. Real easy. And boom, it looks like we're right at 90, okay? We're right at 90 BPM. And the way we test it, we hit C on our keyboard to turn on, that's the default key command in Studio One to turn on the metronome. I might have pulled some stuff off grid, I don't know. And we can actually turn up the volume of our click right here on the master track. All right, I can't really hear it, so this is what we do. This is where we get into gain station a little bit. I'm lazy, but my concept has worked for me thus far. I'm very lazy. Oh, I don't know why I'm missing audio on these tracks, fam, but we'll figure that out at some point. Yeah, I'm missing the arcade audio for some reason. I don't know if that was intentional. Let me see if I'm not lying. Yeah, there's no audio on there. Yeah, I'm missing the whatever these are. I don't know if that was just your groups. Oh, those are your groups. Okay, yeah. I don't know, but we'll figure it out. So where was I? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, so no audio on arcade. All right, solid. So you can do Shift T to remove selected tracks. So just Shift T, that'll get rid of your tracks. And so, like I said, if you don't already know the tempo, you can actually just tap the tempo button here. If you have a controller, the Presonus controllers are actually really good. This one is the Presounus ATOM. You actually hit the setup button and you can actually tap the tempo here. And I think it's a little bit more responsive on the pad anyway. So, especially since it's running off USB 3.1 or 3.0. All right, so we know the key. We know that we got the tempo, and so my next move is what? To listen to the track. Let's go ahead and listen to the track. All right, so I can see that this is going to build up into different sections. So I hear the gist of it, all right? Well, maybe I didn't hear this ending part here. Let's hear what this part, not ending, but like, I think this might be a part of the bridge. Okay, I feel it. All right, so there's a couple of things that I normally do. So I want to get all my drums. I think they're pretty much, they kind of came in pretty organized because of the way the tracks were named. So that's also good. Track naming is so appreciated. So appreciated. I don't ever what you call, I guess, take for granted some good track naming, because this helps me out a lot. All right, cool. We got our track names. We got our Melodic Instruments here. I think I'm gonna leave these. I'm gonna organize them as I go, because I think each part is meant for a section. So like, as you can see, some of these line up together. Yeah, see that, how the timeline goes here. So it's just a matter of figuring out which parts are where. So a way to stay organized within your session, right? We obviously see right about here is basically the this is the intro-ish. So you can hit Option, and then click up here on the marker track. We'll put the end marker wherever you click. So what this does is you can actually clean up your view, and everything can be in the right set in your view screen here. And you can hit Option Z to, this is like your overview, and then Option Z to zoom all, like make sure you have all your tracks in view. And so here I'm gonna hit, I think it's Command click is to do the start, move the start. And I think Control click, or I can't remember. Okay, I can't remember. Oh, Y. You hit Y to insert a section here. And this is basically how I'm gonna flip through the session here. I'm just gonna keep doing that because I can see that each part has a different, you know what I'm saying, a different meaning, a different flavor. And what that does is that sets you up for when you hit your keypad on your keyboard, it sets you up for getting to your sections quickly. Does that make sense? So let's say I want to hit, okay, this was another section. So, but basically every 8 bars is a new section other than like the outro and the ending. So on my keyboard, I can hit 1, that'll take me to the beginning. 2, I'm sorry, 2 is to the end. Where? Okay, some of these don't even make sense. Okay, so 1 start, 2 is on the end, 4, 5, and 6 is basically this next section's in sequence. And I think you can't really move past that, but we'll work around that. I haven't really messed with the sections too much, but this is basically, it helps me organize myself so I know where I'm at, or I can just click. I can click where I want to be. All right. And then what I do is this, you can actually do it this way also. And you can right click here, create arranger sections from markers. So this will be good for producers. So like when I'm listening to this section here and I double click somewhere random, it'll actually start the next section in time instead of randomly starting it. Check it out. So at the end of that bar, it'll take you back or take it to wherever you just double clicked. Normally I would have names. If I had named these, there would be names in the arranger section. All right. Anyway, getting on to the drums. I'm going to go ahead and make these into a folder. So you can right click, pack folder, and then it'll make it bring all these into a folder. And then what you would do is hit add to create a bus. And now all these tracks are now coming out of this bus, and now they're neatly organized. So whenever I want to view them, I can just hit the little folder button and boom, it'll drop them out. All right. So I'm just going to say drum bus. Boom. Now I can see that in my mixer window also. All right. And in my organization view here. So I'm going to hide that because I don't normally use it too much. Let's go ahead and listen to the drums and work with them here. I don't know yet. I typically, I think my style is kind of frowned upon because I don't do tempo. I don't do templates. I've gotten fast enough where I can kind of just work through it. But a lot of people feel like they work faster with templates. But let's see what we got. All right, so you can see that these need to be gain stage. How do I gain stage? For me, I'm lazy, like I said earlier. I'm gonna highlight these, the ones that I need, right? All the clips this time. And there's macros in Studio One. I'm just gonna normalize them to -12. Now all of them have been reduced to -12. This is good when you want to use your VU meters and your and you want to set your levels. You can actually modify these macros here, and you can actually change it to like -18, yada yada, whatever you want to do. Okay. And boom, now I got these gain stage down by the clip. What does this do for me? I don't change any of the faders because that'll give me some more control near the end if I do need to change the fader level at the end or automate some volume. If you do it at the clip or at the clip level, it really makes a difference towards the end. It saves you a lot of headache and for gain staging for a good sound when you're hitting your plugins and stuff, right? So all these are now -12. It's going to be much quieter. All right, so I typically want my kicks to be at -6. All right, that's close enough. All right, and I want my snare. I want my snare to kind of be up there with it. All right, I like that. So I gain stage like that. There's another way you can gain stage. You can actually gain stage within plugins. All right. So it's a number of ways to do it. I like to start at the clip level first and then move into the plugins. On drums, I like to use like things that sound like API because I think API is a sweet, what'd you call it? A sweet American style drum console. I mean, you can use API on anything, but I think they just really do very well on drums. So I'm going to use, oh no, what did I do? Oh, I just screwed that up. All right. I screwed that up typing. I was trying to type. Okay, let me go back. All right, we're good. All right, yeah, we back. We back, baby. All right, so anyway. All right, so I got my thing. I'm going to my mixer. I'm going to add the Lindell 50. the Lindell 50 to each channel. That's the API plugin that I love. They also have the soft tube one, but I think this one just does a lot for me because there's, you know, you got your options and stuff. The API one is, I mean, the soft tube one is also really good. I think I just like this flavor of this one a little bit more. I'm gonna take advantage of the TMT, the tolerance modeling technology, which every channel is gonna change the way it responds to each sound. So I'm just gonna randomize and hit all of them. So as you can see, this one's on 19, 20, 1, 2, 8, 9. It randomizes it. So every channel has its unique flavor. All right. So my kick, I want to work on my kick. And what's dope about some of these plugins, it actually detects information from the DAW. You see it's named, I can see what the actual name of it is. I don't even want to change anything. I might turn up some harmonic distortion and cut it off around 20. Man, listen to the difference. Listen to the difference. That thing popping now. I like the way I ain't even do nothing to it. I might, let me leave the EQ alone. I like what it did to that. All right, so I want something to, I'm gonna go ahead and work on the snare now. I'm gonna work on the snare. I like that. But what I will do, I will say, yeah, what's going on? Yes, it really does. And it made a difference on that kick. And that's why I like API style of plugins, because the way the hardware actually responds in real life to kicks and drums and snares, it's really amazing. I think Lindell did an amazing job. So I'm gonna try to split between some of these and the stock plugins so I can show everyone how actually really good the stock plugins are on Studio One. So there's this plugin called Binaural Pan Binaural. And what this will do, it's like a spreader, right? So there's two things that have to happen. There has to be some type of difference in the audio stereo wise for this plugin to actually make a difference. So what if there is not, you'd have to do a slight pan, right? A slight pan and then move to the width section, okay? But since the Lindell 50 has the TMT and there's slight differences in the left and right signal, this will actually work without needing to use the pan knob here. So this is a widener that's gonna make this audio still remain mono compatible, but also make it sound amazing. And I want them snaps, and actually I want this snare track to feel big but not be crazy. And this is what I'm gonna do. I've got to control with the channel strip now. I might actually add a little bit of snap there at the top end. Yeah, so at the top end I got some snap, but watch as I make this thing sound bigger. I think I need to cut off some low end. I'm gonna cut it off right where 80 hertz is. So just so you know, this is gonna be oh, questions. Uh I really don't concern myself with whether things are in stereo or mono, except for vocals. As long as the signal is equal on both sides, technically it's mono. But at the same time, by the time I get audio, it really doesn't matter, at least in this genre. Now, if it was rock or some type of other like live drum genre with a little bit more live drums, like as far as drum kits, I probably would want things to be mono, other than like the toms and other than the hi-hats and the overheads. But in this day and age, it almost doesn't matter, and it's really easy to actually make things mono in Studio One. So let's say I get a track that should be mono. You can actually, as long as the signal isn't like super phasing as already, you can actually just hit this mono button, and the track is now everything's summed into mono now. And then let's say I wanted to the file to actually be mono, I would just have to make sure that this button is clicked right here and bounce the track. And now it actually is a mono signal. So, I mean, Studio One makes it easy. Other DAWs, you have to actually like add a plugin into the insert and then bounce it. But that sucks when you already started mixing with plugins. This is why I think Studio One is super powerful, because if I had any other DAW, I would have to remove this or turn this off and then add another a monoizing plugin and then bounce and then turn it on or add the plugin back and then it's just a headache. But this is why I like Studio One. Anyway, let's move on. So I like the tone of these, and I'm gonna use the 50B. Oh, I'm sorry, the 50A. I don't want to make this one more complicated than it needs to be. But what I'm gonna do is roll off a little bit higher than 150, add some harmonics to it. I think I'm gonna use the gate on this to kind of let it fade out on the tempo. What we're listening to now is this. Yeah, hey, what's up, Aviator? Yeah, we can set something up. You know, it's interesting. I'm gonna take a pause here. I'm gonna take a pause real quick. A lot of people have actually been asking for sessions with Studio One. I am not the greatest teacher, but I can show you what I do. I just gotta take some time to set up like actual material and so I can guide you. I think the problem that I have personally right now in my, because I'm just starting out with the streams, I think the problem that I have is I'm not very structured. That's why I like doing live streams, because when I get to doing the other recordings, it's not as, I don't know. I want things to make sense for you. I don't want to steer you guys the wrong way. So give me some time to set up like tutorials on how I work and the cheat codes that I found on my own in my own workflow, and then I'll run it by you guys. I can do one-on-one sessions. Studio One is great. I work in Logic, Studio One, and Pro Tools. There are plenty of resources for Pro Tools, Studio One, and Logic online. But everyone has their style for sure. So I would like to provide you guys my style, and I think that would be, you know, I'm honored to get those requests, and I will work on that, you know, and so because I got a lot of people asking questions. So hit me on the side, and we'll talk. We'll talk about it. Okay. I think these could use a little bit more panning. I'm just pan them slightly just to make a little bit more space here. So why am I messing with this right here? This is actually the input or the preamp section, right? So a couple things you get from the preamp is you get your harmonics from a lot of time your character comes from your preamp and your microphone, and then added character comes from your compression. Okay, this is why people, you know, specifically choose certain gear to go with what, depending on what they like or what works for them. For example, the industry is real big on the Drake chain. People call it the Drake chain, which is the Sony C800, which is very crispy, very top end and very bottom tone rich. And they'll run it through a Neve 1073 or 1073 style preamp. And then they'll run it through a CL1B, Tube Tech or Pull Tech compressor. That is the Drake channel. You can emulate this in your DAW also. And the point I was trying to make was this preamp section, this preamp section right here, and adding the harmonic. I mean, let's say we didn't have this added harmonic distortion. The preamp will add, the more you drive your gain into the preamp, the more tone and character and harmonic distortion you get. This knob actually just adds a little bit more underneath that to kind of enhance the harmonics, which makes the audio sound more alive. I think I need to take out some mid-range, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave it right around 240. I got these right now. I got these in step mode, so I'm gonna. The cool thing about the Lindell plugins is that they just can always add options. Oh, I guess I can't. That's interesting. Oh, the selection on this one is stepped, but the gain, the Q gain is continuous, or you can change it to the EQ gains. That's exactly what it was. You can change it to steps, so it'll go increments of 2 or 4. I'm gonna leave it incremental. And I think I'm gonna make the high end a bit crispy on this. All right, moving on. So what's this one? You can actually hit Alt S or hit Alt and then click which ones you want to mono or solo on their own. And this is a good way to A and B if you're listening to 2 tracks. I like myself to be crispy, so. It sounds funky right now because I haven't level matched the melodic instruments, but we'll get to that. All right, and what's this last track? Let's listen to it. Oh, I think that was the percussion. So you hear how that added harmonics makes things just sound a little bit, you know, a little bit more in your face, a little, and sometimes it's not even about being in your face. It just makes it sound much more alive, like it's living in your head, or you're living in the moment. Yeah, I agree. A lot of the times, so like for me, at least, matter of fact, I don't even know why I use this one. When I use faders nowadays, I'm automating to make the audio move around. I'm using these faders in the DAW to move stuff around. Like, let's say I got a break, but I don't want to necessarily get rid of a piece of a audio. I kind of want it there for the vibe. I'll just reduce it with automation and then bring it back or increase it. And, you know, it just gets, you know, it gets kind of cool like that. I've had sessions where it got really complicated, where I was automating the clip gain, automating the plug-in gain, automating the cutoff of the filter. Automation is powerful, and it can change the way you mix when you start to unlock the possibilities. Like, you know, it took me a while to like understand it and to get out of my box, but for sure, when you get into automation after you've created a good static mix, it's just another amazing thing. All right, so I think I've got what I want on my drums, so I'm gonna go ahead and add shoot, I guess I'll use waves today. I believe I have, if I'm not mistaken, I think I got the waves API. Let me just type it because I don't feel like doing that. API. Did I not get the waves API? That don't seem right. Hold on. But I thought I had the API, the compressor. That's really all I want for now. Holy crap, I thought I had that. Or am I just tripping? Or is it named something else? Look. Does anybody know? Holy guacamole, I thought I had all that. Yep, exactly. You're right. That 9000J is very nice. Oh, very top of the waves list. I guess I didn't buy it. I thought I had that. I just bought the Mercury bundle. Well, I guess I don't got it. I guess I don't have it. Screw it. All right, so anyway, what I was gonna do is I'll just add another Lindell 50. So what I was gonna do is add the 50. Oops, sorry, that's the Neve. I was gonna add the Lindell bus, the channel, and then the actual. I guess I'll just add another channel strip. So it's 50 channel. All right, so what I'm getting, so and whatever happens with this bus determines what I'll do in the channel, because this is basically like the end of your channel here. Oh wait, let's go back to a drums part. That sounds amazing. To me, it does. So there's a cool thing about these plugins. It has this Unity plugin, so you can turn up the input, but it'll keep the volume. It'll level match for you, so you can hear if it's making a difference or not. All right, so I'm gonna keep everything kind of peaking right at -6, -5 for now. This is just to give me some headroom. Okay, we're good. We're good here. And I guess I really don't need the channel, but I'm gonna leave that just in case I want to do some extra to it. No one's talking to you, Google thing. Turn it off. All right. All right, let's move on to the melodic instruments. These are about to get loud, so get ready. I really like that. But again, I'm gonna go ahead and normalize. You can also just highlight these, and on your keyboard, you can hit on Windows, it's Alt. On Mac, it's Option, and then the negative symbol on your, or the subtraction symbol on your number pad, and that'll bring the things down about, what is that? 6 dB. So you can do that. If you don't want to do 12, you can actually either update your macro, or you can just hit Alt/Option and then negative, and then the reverse is the same. You can hit plus, Alt or Option plus, and then it'll bring it up 6 dB. So let's hear how it goes. Hey, by the way, hey, thank you all for joining the stream. This is a recap, just a recap for all the people that just joined. I'm just mixing a beat for my cousin. Goes by the name of Lord Magnus, producer. We got big projects coming up, and this just happens to be one of the beats he's got for me lined up. He gave me permission to go online and walk you guys through it. So far, we've just gain staged the drums. We're about 45 minutes in, but that's from me talking about my steps. Usually I'm about, I'm pretty quick through it. But now we're moving on to gain staging the melodic instruments and getting the tones right and adding plugins and the reason why I do these plugins. I don't know if you guys already noticed, but in the chat, people are chatting, and not just with me, they're chatting with each other. So engage, meet new people. You never know, you might have a new beat making partnership or a new artist and producer partnership. And we can just keep the community going for sure. So anyway, Let's get back to it, man. All right, so I think let's just go ahead and keep the API flavor going. See what we can get out of it, and if not, we can freak it up later. So in Studio One, a beautiful thing is this: you can actually you can drag and drop. I love drag and drop. Let's see. Let me go ahead and type Lindell 50, not 50, 50. And then what you would do is drop it. You highlight the channels using Shift, and boom, you've got your plugins dropped on each one. Depending on the license manager, I've noticed that the license manager is what determines how fast these actually load. It has nothing to do with your computer. A lot of times these DAWs just check to see if you're authorized. And some are faster, some are slower. So I'm going to go ahead and randomize these again. So now all these Lindell plugins, I might have even randomized these ones too in the drum bus, but all these Lindell plugins are now randomized, except for the bus channel. All right. And again, I'm going to go ahead and pack and bus my folder, which is right click on in the main view, pack folder. I don't know why it keeps making these things tiny, but and then what you would do is add bus channel, and now you've got your folder / bus track, and you can organize yourself. So these are Melodic Instruments. I usually call them strings and things, but whatever, it doesn't make a difference. And the cool thing is you can do buses within buses and folders within folders. So it can get very organized or very chaotic depending on how you want to do it. Let's go ahead and mess with this guitar. All right, so my bus, my basses, I usually keep separate. So let me go ahead and separate that. How do I do that? In Studio One, I can just go ahead and make these tracks normal size or smaller by doing that, or you hit this these little lines down here and drag them. I'm just gonna drag it out, and that'll be my bass. I treat bass separate from all the stuff. Bass, drums. My food groups are bass, drums, melodic instruments, and vocals. All right. I like what it did to that guitar for sure. Let's see if we can hear the difference. Yeah, I really like how it just kind of made it a little bit more vibey. I don't know what you guys think about that. Oh, damn. You got hacked, bro? What? Yeesh. Man, let me tell you, my Instagram, bro, I thought I was sending my email to an artist, bro. These boys is ruthless. My old Instagram got crazy, bro. Yeah, those fret strings sound good. But we can fix that with as far as those fret strings go. I'll show you some tricks on that. So how you would do that is soothe. There are certain plugins that do it. Oh no. Oh. So soothe is a good one. I think you can get rid of it with soothe. Let's see if I can do it. Right there. That's my culprit. And all you gotta do is just dial that in. You can do it a number of ways. I just like to use soothe because I'm lazy. And that's the beauty of the day and age we live in. You can afford to be lazy now. But what lacks in lazy, or what sacrifices in laziness, you got to come up with in creativity. Oh, you want to leave them? All right, shit. All right. Get out of here. Forgive me, because I think my the stream is a bit lag behind. So if I'm already working on it, just I'll review. So I think this sounds good, but I think it's a little bit too mid-rangey, around 200. So I'm gonna just knock some of that down. All right, so we're dealing with another gain stage issue. Still a bit too loud. I'm just gonna go ahead and manually bring that down. Actually, I digress. The work that I did within the plugin, this is where I should do the gain stage. This is where you gotta kind of remember that wherever you kind of start, you gotta kind of go with it unless you plan on changing it. But because this was already a certain level at the clip level, and the tone that I got within the plugin sounds good to me, I don't want to change that. So I'm just going to control the gain, the output gain here. All right, moving on to the next section. Oh, let's go. And I like the way he structured his beat because I can actually move, but like to focus on the different sounds. Let's go ahead and focus on the bass. Lindell, the 50 is actually really good on bass also. And I'm gonna go with the FET compressor. The cool thing about the Lindell 50 is it gives you options between a VCA and a FET, and 3 different EQ styles. Oh, and I can also do this. This is my favorite thing because I'm kind of blind. Woo, make it a little bit bigger. Sorry. I really like the saturation that this thing is giving to that bass line. Through a cabinet? Shit. All right, let me back off this then. Let me back off this. Let's see what it do. What kind of cabinet would you choose, cuz? What kind of cabinet would you choose, my guy? I think I got a few plugins with cabinets. I got a couple plugins. I think Waves got a couple, but I'm not sure about Waves. Oh yeah. So we put it through that, or I got this one right here. This not max bass. Yeah, it's max bass. Ooh, yeah, this finna be crazy. Hold on, let's see. Oh wait, did I put it on the wrong one? I sure did. Sure did. Ooh, hold on. Man, what it's doing is adding this upper harmonics, and I think it's doing a good job. Let me know how you feel about that. I don't know why this thing keeps starting. I think I have to click my marker here. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. All right, the next thing I want to do is I'm just go ahead and get into some side chaining, okay? So I'm just gonna I don't do nothing but add that stock compressor because I feel like it works really good for side chain purposes. And dang, I should have named this different. Oh, there you go, kick. I wanted to listen to track 13. I always make sure that my track numbers are showing so that I can correlate it. Whatever name this is, it doesn't matter. I can always go and pick the correct track without having to do all this other crap. I'm just gonna side chain it so that that bass gets knocked out the way when the kick comes in. And I'm gonna just do, I think 20 milliseconds is good enough. All right, maybe less than that. All right, what is that other sound we're hearing now? So this is a pad or slap playing the roll-ups like some peasy strings. Let's go ahead and do that. Personally, I want these to sound a little bit tighter. Let me know if you don't prefer that, cousin. But I kind of want these to sound a bit tighter. And what I'm gonna do is gate them a little bit to kind of have that what you call it, the tail of those things kind of tighten up a little bit. All right, been listening to that by itself too long. I need that kick to be a little bit more. I need a little bit more from the kick. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring in a lot more gain. And what I want to do, because this is a, oh, let me try. I wonder what the FET compressor will do. Oh, okay. A little bit of clipping going on. Let's see how it sounds now. Yeah, I think we can increase the gain. Yeah, and then so typically what I would either add a saturator to clip it or just add like a clipper. A simple one from T-Rax is the TR5 Classic clipper. I'm gonna make it a little bit round. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. I think we're moving in the right direction. All right, next section. Where we at? What else we got going on during this period here? There's a guitar that I really like. Where is that? Where is that? So it's not a guitar. That is a EP. I want to say that's an 88. Yes, sir. I like that. Sir. I really like that. Those licks, boy. And I'm gonna do the same trick. I'm gonna do the same thing here. I need this to kind of be there but out of the way, but still wide. So I'm gonna bring the volume down, but I'm gonna make it more stereo imaged so that it remains still in play here. I think I might have to choose between which one of these is the dominant factor. I'm gonna roll off a lot, okay? Because we already got a lot going on in the mid range. I think we got at this point we're just creating space for one another. There's not a lot I need to actually do here. Hold on. I don't know if these on, did I stretch them? I gotta hear them with the drums. Hold on. I don't know if they're, to my ear, it doesn't sound like they're in the right time. So let's just see. So, okay, so this sounds like it's gonna be more of a vibe. All right, so these are gonna get, so I'm gonna let that piano take charge here. And then so what I'm gonna do is cut out some mids. Maybe cutting out mids might not be the right answer, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Oh, and I want them to move. I want these to move. So there is a plug. There's a couple plugins you can do. You can do auto filter. I wonder if Studio One has like pan. Oh yeah, stock Studio One's auto filter has been greatly improved. So we can actually change this from doing like actual filter to like panning. I just got to remember how to do it. Or dog, damn. I can't remember. It's so different from version 4. I haven't used it in a long time. Tough. I was trying to stay stock, but I forgot how to use this doggone plugin. So let's just go to I'm gonna go to Auto Pan. I'm gonna use the AU version. The AU versions on these new MacBooks have just been working. So I'm gonna just use the AUs instead of the VST3s and all that. So just for your knowledge, Melda Productions has a free plugin bundle, and you can download it, and it all works. It even has an auto tune. It comes with 37 plugins, and they're all pretty great. They're very limited. Like you can't do this and a few other like toolbar features, but in order to like unlock all of them, you just got to pay $30 and you got 35 plugins, basically like almost $1 a plugin or less, 75 cents a plugin. And boom, you got these pretty great plugins. Yep, there we go. I think it just needed to have some movement. And then like, this is more of like a vibe instrument. It's not meant to, for me, it doesn't sound like it was supposed to be something that in the forefront. So I'm just gonna gain that down a bit. All right, and I want my bass to like be, this bass is so nice. It's like making things feel very emotional to me. Like I feel like it was meant to pull out some emotion. So I'm gonna increase the gain on that, and I'm probably gonna make the I'm gonna bring it down a little bit more to get some more sub harmonic frequency. Man, cable guys in general is God sent. I'm telling you. All right, next section, where we at? I really like that. I like that a lot. I like that. That's a dope gate. I mean, a dope pad. And we're going to continue to use the binaural pan. Yeah, it actually can. It's coming along pretty nicely in just about an hour. And I'm using you guys' feedback for sure. So if y'all hear anything, let me know. Let's keep it interactive. I want these to move just like the bells. I want them to kind of vibe, but and I'm gonna experiment here and there. And if it don't work, we can just turn that shit off. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm gonna do is, I think I want to use. Let's try Mondo Mod here. One of the better modulators out there. And even though the freaking GUI is from the 80s. Anyway. Oh yeah, hey, thanks for joining. I really appreciate you. Yeah, take it easy. I don't normally work this way. I usually put a channel on the bus and keep it pushing, but it just seemed like the right thing to do. So, hey, take it easy. Tune in again. Let me tell you about these mix knobs. You can go as extreme as you want and then blend it in. And it just sets the just amount of right of salt and pepper. You know what I'm saying? I think I want this to shimmer. And what I mean by that, I want the tones to kind of shimmer off into space. So a good reverb for that is the Valhalla Shimmer. No! Oh wait, hold on. Let me stand by, because I need that. ValhallaDSP.com. I needs that, baby. Hold on, I gotta get my license right, Again, still trying to get my dang I don't know what's what on this new computer, to be quite honest with you. Where did I download? Oh, it's in download. All right, cool. Where you at, shawty? Oh, there you go. Okay, boom. All right, cool. Yes. Listen to what it does, man. I'm gonna just mix that in very lightly. And I'm gonna low cut that a bit. But I want that to kind of ring out a little bit. So this one's already been affected. I don't think I'm gonna do too much, but maybe brighten up, maybe around 1.5, give it a little bit of mid-range, saucy sauce. Wait, where you go? Where you at, shawty? There you go. Maybe I'll use this EQ. Let's go to the 60. Pull up 1K right here. I kind of just wanted to poke out just a tad. Yeah, I just wanted to poke. I'm boosting that so that it comes out, how shall I say, it pokes out at those frequencies just enough where it makes sense, but it's not retarded. Excuse my language. I shouldn't say retarded. It makes sense, but it's not like a bad decision. It kind of just tonally sounds good. Like that. It really adds another flavor. So let's go ahead and run it back and listen from maybe right here where the bass comes in, I believe. Yeah. Oh man, I forget I had the EP muted. I was like, something's missing. It sounds fire, but it's missing something. think a creative, like an actual arrangement decision though, I gotta be for real with it. I think this part should like come back later. You know what I mean? I think this should come back later. Because I think this is a good breakdown. Let's just kind of vibe with it. I think something weird is happening. Something weird is happening with as far as the drum bus goes. I think with the channel strip here, it's got a big difference in the low end on this channel. So we're seeing a lot of imbalance on this bus. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring in an EQ, and everybody loves good old Pro Q tree. And what I'm gonna do is some mid-side processing. I always go natural phase. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show y'all something real quick. So let's say there's certain settings that you want to come up on a plugin every time you bring it up in Studio One, okay? So I like for my EQ to show me that my tilt is 3 dB, my speed is fast, and my resolution is high, and my range is 90, right? I always wanted to show that, okay? And I always want this thing to be on natural phase. All right, or whatever other settings you want to change. You change them, and then what you do is you go to this button right here, It's like a little paper button, and what you hit is set or store as default preset. And every time you bring up this plugin, it'll always have your parameters set every time, okay? So like, let's say I always want to have a cutoff filter like this, and I'll save it, and every time I bring up Pro Q3, it'll always have this cutoff or this low or high pass filter. That's what I like about Studio One also. So you can just, it'll bring up the same thing every time without me having to do all this clicking. I can just move on to what my normal, the normal programming, so to speak. So what I'm gonna do is here, I wanna center my kick, right? So what I'm doing is I'm gonna bring this up to 200, and we're gonna see where the kick actually lives. But what I'm gonna do is you can either right click it or you can hit this little drop down button here and click stereo placement. And I want the sides to be cut off here, okay? And this is after everything else here. So what this is gonna do is cut off everything on the side below, what is this, 308? Everything below 308 will be mono or your mid frequency. And we're gonna see how that kick is now not so imbalanced on this track. Check this out. I can see that my kick actually lives right up here at 500 with that punchy punch. Now, it might not look like this correct at the peak level, but if you look at the RMS level, they're actually coming out pretty equally. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna tighten up this. I'll make it kind of brick wall. Check that out. So check that out. Now we can see that that kick is now equal on both sides. Watch when I turn this off. Oh, I guess it was already center. I guess it might be some other drums going on. Maybe I'm just tripping then. It kind of solidifies that a bit anyway. So let me go ahead and drop this back down to here. Oh, that's my other, okay, I get it. I'm just tripping, y'all. I think I'm getting a little sleepy. What about y'all? We're going to continue on. We're going to press on, right? Hey, thank you for staying on the stream with me, by the way. Also, if you could kindly share this to your social medias, it would greatly benefit my YouTube channel. The more engagement I have means the more things I can do for you guys. And if I happen to get monetized means, you know, the more resources I have to do gear reviews, plugin reviews, and things of that nature. All right, so again, this is probably another decision I'm gonna have to make here. Oh wait, let me make sure these crossfades are good to go. So we just gotta make sure, a lot of times with production, we love what we're doing, but we end up creating conflicts during certain sections. So let me see if this will work here. Like that flute, man. That's something about these dang flutes. Flutes are just amazing. And I want to bring some airiness out of that flute. So let me go ahead and run that. Let me know about this. I feel like these two are kind of fighting now, or maybe we should remove the pad. Let's see if removing the pad will help for a sec. Let's see what it will do. I think the pad should stay, but I think we might have to make a decision on that one. I want this to be there, so I want the transients to come out. So I'm gonna use my favorite, well, one of my favorite transient designers. If you've been following me for a minute, dude, you know I'm a motherfucking transient designer fiend, and all I want this thing to do is kind of jump out at me a little bit. There it is, because I wanted to still kind of feel airy, but I want them transients to kind of. Oh, the EP. Where are you at? Where it be at? Oh, I think I did, bro. Oh wait, nope. Was it this one? I don't think the EP is in this part. Hold on. Oh, it is. It's two instruments in one. That's why. Okay, I'm tripping. I think this part right here is where the boop 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 boop. I think that needs to come up because that seems like a key part here. Which track that was? Okay, and this is an instance where I would do some clip gain automation and just bring it up. And same with this piece here. I think some clip gain. You could actually do clip gain automation in different ways here. You can actually chop it and then, you know, drag your clip gain, or you can leave it as is, right click the thing here and do gain envelopes. You can actually kind of automate the gain there. And I love that about Studio One too. So now we got like multiple stages of gain control. So starting at the clip level, we got the clip, you know, this regular clip gain envelopes. And then in the mixer, we actually have the option to hit the wrench and then go to, where the heck is it? Input controls. And we actually have this input knob also. So we can automate these. So there's multiple stages of gain control we can do. And then even at the plugin level, and then the fader would actually be the last one. So it's a lot of powerful little hidden features that you can do to kind of, you know, give you that much of an edge or much more flexibility. And I kind of want to, forgive me, cousin. I really want this to I want something to I want something to change. So what I'm going to do is add, I like screaming pedals. So in Studio One, you can actually add plugins to events or little clips here, and they can be live or you can print them. So, and this is also known as Audio Suite in Pro Tools, but the difference in Studio One is you don't have to bounce them, or they don't get bounced automatically. They're just plugins on the event. So now you just learned that we have two levels of adding effects to plugins. You can do it on the actual channel, or you can do it on the actual audio event itself. And then you can either print it or just leave it as is. And as long as you got your buffer size right, it won't have any, the thing that I find is if your buffer size is way too low, by the time it gets to this clip and whatever special reverbs or delays or whatever kind of special processing comes on, it does a little pop and click. But if your computer's fast enough, you won't really necessarily have to worry about it. It'll pre-process it anyway. Then you can also do splitting within the clip. So this is all before it even hits the channel, which is super dope. So what I'm gonna do now is blend this scream pedal in here. Yeah, I dig that. I dig that a lot. I don't know about y'all. Let me know. Let me know if I made the wrong decision. I will gladly change it for you. But I like having that little bit of a difference here because it makes things it freaks it up a bit. And then I wonder if I could automate these. I don't think I can yet. They might not have that as a feature. But yo, if I could automate the split levels, oh man. I think the key here is one of these days, this plugin just doesn't have a mix knob. I could probably automate that. And I think we got a good mix. Now we just got to do I think it's time for bus processing. What do y'all think? Because as you can see, we're clipping, which is not really a big deal, but now that we've got this going on, it's going to be beneficial in the long run. So now that we're near the end of this, okay, and we might add some breaks and some other stuff later, but this is why I break mine down into food groups. Now I can do what is called stem mixing. Now that I've got my static mix going on, I can do stem mixing and leveling, and we're going to work on that. I think the this compressor is listening to a little bit of the ring out on that kick. So I'm gonna filter and make it listen to only like the top portion. Okay, okie dokie. So I'm gonna go ahead. So typically what he would do is just make another like, well, this is one way I do it. I'll make I'll pack these again, right? I'll pack these and this will now be my mix bus. Why does it keep making these things super small, man? Anyway, so now I've got a mix bus. I'll just name it mix bus or instrumental bus. And then like, if I want to add vocals later, this is how it'll be. But then I can add, what kind of compressor should I use, y'all? What kind of compressor should I use for the bus? I got tons. Name one. The only thing I don't have is Slate. I don't really fuck with Slate. Nothing against them. I just don't have Slate. But anyway, just pick. You let me know. I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna pause. You tell me, and we're gonna make it interactive. You tell me. Oh, well, I guess since we're at it, I'm gonna go ahead and, so normally what you would do is this, or a small trick is I'm gonna create a send for these tracks, right? And I'm gonna add a small, very small room reverb to kind of glue everything together. It's a trick that a lot of people don't use, but you know, it actually helps quite a bit. Small room. I don't want that thing to be 3 seconds, maybe like 2, maybe even less. Let's make it 1 second. No, not 1 millisecond, 1 second. And just make it very short. And then we're just gonna blend it in, you feel me? I think I'm gonna cut off the low end though. Whoops. Remove. I don't want it to hear the low end too much, so I'm just gonna cut that off. So what this is doing is, okay, the T-Rex 5 bus. Okay. Yeah, whatever y'all want. I mean, there's a lot of options for the bus track, right? So you got the Neve 6609. I think that's what it's called. The Neve style 6609. That gives you kind of a smooth flavor. You got the typical SSL G channel bus or G bus. You got the SPL iron. That's what I use a lot, actually. SPL iron. It's a lot of options out there. So let's go ahead and use the T-Rax. Let me throw the T-Rax on there because it do add a little bit of sauce. Oh, also pick an EQ for the bus. Pick an EQ for the bus. I'm gonna immediately engage the grit because that's what I likes, the grit. Turn up the high pass so it don't get triggered by that kick too much. I like my ratio at 4. This is what I usually have set on my hardware, by the way. My actual my warm audio bus compressor. I'm gonna make my attack at 10. I'll probably get my release to be at 6. TDR Nova. Ooh, I don't have that. Let's see. That's the free one, right? Okay. AMEC 200. All right, so I'm getting quite a few suggestions. Let's do this. How about we do a shootout? Ba, 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 ba. What the hell? Oh, my Apple Watch. I forgot my Apple Watch is like connected to my damn laptop and shit. So it'd be hitting me up when I want to do stuff. All right, TDR Nova. Let me go ahead and I gotta do my plugin manager real quick. Update plugin list. All right, so let's run it. So let's see. How can I do this to where it makes sense? I don't even know. We're just gonna we're gonna do a few things. All right, whatever. All right, so we're gonna add the Shadow Hills. I like the Class A. I don't like the green one. I might actually sell that one. Let's get that AMEC 200. What else? Oh yeah, and I gotta add the TDR. Did I add that already? TDR Nova. All right, cool. All right. So let's start with the T-Rax and then the TDR Nova. Turn these off for now. Let's go ahead and run it. No, do I even have? I don't even know if I have the 2098. I don't. Is it the? I don't have the 2098. I only have the. Dang, you know, I had that when I had the mega bundle, but I don't have that no more. I do have the 9098 channel strip though. All right, I might have to back off some of these settings because I gotta actually do my EQ. Does this thing have like a oh wow, look at all the features. Ooh. Nobody told me about it. Let's make it bigger. Let's go ahead and make this 30 frames a second, because why not? Highest quality rendering, of course. Okay. The thing that I want is I want to see. Okay, here. I actually really like this. I like that. Let's see. Oh, it has dynamic. Oh, dynamic. Interesting. So what if I want to expand instead of I think that sounds pretty cool. That sounds pretty cool. And it's free. I never seen a dynamic plugin that's free though. Yo, that's dope. Add a little bit of glue. But I'm not necessarily liking it. I think the EQ would have to be would have to do that for me. I mean, I'm sorry. I think the bus compressor will have to do the glue part. As far as I think it's a little bit too aggressive on the. Well, shoot. Let me see. Maybe if I adjust the attack release characteristic. Okay, okay, okay. Now I can bring this up. I'm using tonal balance control to kind of give me an idea of what like might be lacking. More often than not, it's actually been pretty spot on. It's telling me, hey, you need a little bit more mid-range, but not too much. I can actually push this a little bit more right around here. These aren't really that big of a deal. Actually, let me see. This is only 3 dB of gain. Let's try increasing it all real quick. This kind of like gets you in the mode of not doing too much. I like these views. So if I don't want to go ahead, if I don't want to trick myself and do too much gain, you know what I'm saying? I could leave it at the small increments. Like, dang, that's kind of, I'm going over. It looks huge, but that's dope. Yeah, it definitely brought a lot of life, a lot of new life to this beat. Yeah, let's try the Shadow Hills. Well, hold on. I think this one sounds okay. I think that is doing a little bit too much pumping. All right, let's run with the Shadow Hills. I like to go dual mono. Let's go ahead and turn this on. And the reason why, the two reasons why I like the Shadow Hills A is because you can actually link the parameters, because on the other one, you have to move each knob individually back and forth, and it's kind of annoying. And then two, I just think it sounds better. But first, let me EQ. I really love the resizable gillies. I don't have the EOS EQ. Sorry, I can't. I have never been able to say that brand's name, and I apologize in advance. I think I'm gonna do mid side on this plugin. So let me just switch it to mid side, turn off the parameter link. Yeah, the same issue I was hearing on even on the other EQ, somewhere around 200, I think. It's like a little bit of boxiness, so I'm just gonna knock that down. Don't forget to level match, because you might be making bad EQ decisions. And so the cool thing about this is you can actually solo the sides when you're working on them. Let's hear what these mids is talking about. So it doesn't seem like a big difference, but I think that it's making a real nice change. And this is why we level match as we EQ. I'm not so big. I don't necessarily say you should have to do it, because if it sounds good, it sounds good. Just level it later. But a lot of the times when you EQ and you don't level match, you don't hear whether it's actually doing a good job or your decisions are good. So essentially what I did on this is I just basically made the stereo image a little bit better while also cleaning it up. And the Emic EQ is very transparent. It's almost like a digital EQ, but it adds just a little bit of character. And I'm going to actually increase that with the THD here. So level match. So let's say, so what you want to do is basically, and some plugins do this automatically. When you level match, like let's say I increase my low end by 3 dB, right? That's actually going to increase the overall volume by 3 dB. And so you want to kind of compensate for that level that you're gaining so you can hear the differences that you're making. So like, let's say I boost 6 dB in the low end and it sounds good at that point in time, but then I level match down to -6. So now the actual level is the same, and now I can hear whether I'm pushing things out of balance or I'm pushing things in a good direction, because our brains think louder is better when in fact it's not. Sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes you bring that snare up, or the frequencies where the hi-hats are, and you've actually made an issue. So when you level match and bring that volume back down to where, you know, to kind of match the original signal level, you can hear those differences more audibly. So watch as I bypass this plugin. You'll see what I mean. It doesn't really change in volume, but it changes, you'll hear the tonal differences and whether they are good or bad. Exactly. I am proofreading my work. That's exactly what it is. Very good comparison. And level matching kind of helps you with your, like, when you start, like, let's say I'm the kind of guy that puts an EQ before the bus compressor. Some people put it after. So like, let's say I do my EQ before the bus compressor. If I level match, that means my level will be right going into the compressor, and I don't have to make the compressor or do too much readjustment. That's what level matching kind of helps with also. What? Oh, I'm tripping. That's the game. I'm tripping, y'all. All right, let's go. I want to make it kind of soft compression. So 1.2 or 2 is kind of soft here. I'm gonna make my attack 10. Now let's make it 30 because I want that kick to come through. And I'm gonna make my recovery as fast as possible because this thing seems to be pretty slow. So on this compressor, you have your optical section, the optical compressor, which is basically a gain knob or your threshold knob and your gain to gain it back up. And then you have your discrete limiter style compressor here at the bottom. And that's for both left and right signal. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm gonna turn off the discrete, and we're gonna work on the optical to kind of level it up. I like what it's doing. So I'm gonna go ahead and well, yeah, so you just take a section at a time. And the reason why I like the Class A again is because you can link the left and right or the mid and side channels. Because when you use the other one, you can't link them. So when you're making these changes, you got to change this one, go over here to this side, change that one to match, and you move on down the line. So optical, right? It's like a LA2A. Think of it as an LA2A, which is a leveler, and you really don't get that many options to choose from. But what it does is it just levels the audio a little bit more. The attack is very slow, so those kicks and stuff will come through, but you will also experience more pumping. That's why I tap this one very lightly and just actually make up the gain here. On the discrete compressor, think of it more like the SSL style or a VCA. I think it's a VCA. I'm not 100% sure on that. But you can set your discrete ratio. And so and then you can gain it back also. So this is more like your limiter. You got your leveler to kind of bring everything together, and then you got your limiter to kind of stop those peaks and kind of glue everything together at the final stage here. So start at the top, and then the bottom is your next move, okay? This section in the middle here, this is your different flavors of transistors, I believe, or transformers, the material. You got your steel, your iron, and your nickel, and each one has a different flavor. I think the nickel has more mid-range, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and bring my discrete in, and I'm doing this dual mono, so whether it's loud on the left or loud on the right, they get controlled individually instead of at the same time. So if I have them in stereo, in stereo, they both compress at the same time, depending on how you got it set. But if I have dual mono, the signal, like let's say this side gets too loud, this compressor on the right will start compressing and this one won't react. And then vice versa. If stuff on the left is too loud, it'll compress. I like dual mono because it kind of leaves everything individual, and it'll make things sound a little bit less in a box to me, because now everything's still kind of moving around between the left and right signal. That makes sense? Oh, and then you can like change your view. So like, let's say I want to view the left side of the discrete, boom, and I view the right side of the discrete or the optical, or you can just look at the output. So now we're working on the discrete, and then I'm going to change it. I don't know what I did, but it's the optical's not doing anything. Oh, I'm tripping because I'm not looking at the optical. Yes. That's right. See, that's why you got to remember. So now I'm seeing what optical's doing. And now I'm seeing what the discrete is doing, which is nothing. So I'm gonna go ahead and bypass and listen to this whether I like it or not. I think I would prefer, personally, I might switch it up. I might go with the TDR Nova EQ and not the AMEC. I'm gonna go with the TDR, and then I'm gonna go with the Shadow Hills instead of the other two combos. Yeah, it definitely glues that together. It definitely glues that together. I may end up adding another EQ or something to bring up some high end, but I think if I was looking correctly, we might be doing well. So what did I do that for? I cut off that low end to clean it up. So there's this thing called frequency masking, right? So if you got a lot of low end on your audio, it actually affects everything up the frequency spectrum. So let's say I got a whole lot of 20 hertz. It's gonna kind of make everything above 20 hertz sound louder. I don't know if you heard that, but it sounded much more clear. And the bass actually hit a lot harder when I cleaned up that low end, that super low end. So that's the first reason, right? To solve frequency masking, clean up that extreme lows starting at 20 hertz and below. Just roll it off. You're not gonna miss anything. And then even if you had a subwoofer in a car or even in your studio, it's still gonna hit. Trust me, it's still gonna hit. And the second reason is you got to think ahead towards mastering, because your mastering engineer is going to do it anyway to allow for more headroom. The lower the frequency you go, the more headroom you take up. Okay. So as you can see I'm going to go back to the screen here. As you can see on this, analyzer, your low frequencies actually take up a lot more energy. That's why they go down. It just so happens that the human ear is more sensitive to frequencies in the mid range. But in all actuality, these sub lows are just very powerful. They move air much more powerfully than the low or the higher frequencies, right? Which is why things seem to be getting masked. Okay. So again, I rolled that off to make things more clear, and then to look forward towards our limiting section. So I think I got a good tone. I think I'm happy with it, right? So let's go ahead and to our master channel, I'm gonna add another EQ, and let's emulate, like now I sent the mix to my master and engineer. Now I wanna master the track. What do I wanna do? So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add the Pro Q. Boom, and then I'm gonna add a limiter. And they may do some master compression, but since we kind of got it set up here, I'm gonna just go ahead and add a limiter, and I'm gonna add the I'll just add the smart limit for now, because it gives us a lot of information. All right, so let's go ahead and leave that off, turn that off. And we're gonna look at our EQ. So what do I want to do as a mastering engineer? I got my mix, I'm listening with fresh ears, I got my analyzers. Let's see what we want to do. I may want to do some some mid-range control. And with the Pro Q, it's pretty dope. You can do upwards expansion instead of just going down. You can actually pull things up. So if I want things to I kind of want to dip it out, but then when it's time, I want it to come up. Like when the snare or the clap comes, I want it to come back up. So let's run it like that. What's going on? What's going on? How's everybody going? Thank you for sticking. Hey, what time is it? It's 2 a.m. Shee! See, now this is a good tool because now I'm not losing my transient, my snare or whatever. And it looks like I might want to bring my kick up. I might have to take that back to the mix. But let's say I'm a mastering engineer and I don't have the stems or the multi-tracks rather. Let's go ahead and use another one right where I can see where the kick is going up. Now you can see that right where that kick lives, right around here, I'm pulling it up without pulling up that that bass too much. Now I've just created clarity. Now I can do more with it in the end. we might still have a little bit too much low end info. So I'm just gonna roll it off. Oops. I was gonna roll it off again. Maybe, and bring up some of the energy. So a good trick about cutting off, doing cut frequencies or cut filters is to actually either add another EQ node here or use in Pro Q3, they kind of have it. You actually bring the energy back like that. Or you can, if your EQ doesn't do that, it just has a cutoff filter, just do another node, oops, and or another EQ point, and just bring that energy back up just like this. It's real easy. You can do that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and bring that up right around there. Now you see the difference there. And this is what I normally do when people don't send me all the tracks to their beats or whatever. And I really just kind of work it this way. I might actually bring this up some. So now that I've got that cleaned up, let's go ahead and run my smart limiter. This is actually, I'm actually like way more impressed about this than I am normally. I don't really trust a lot of smart plugins, but I think they've cracked the code. I really do. I really think they got this thing going. Oops, I might need to I might need to freaking unbypass it. Limiter is actually really good. I think it's really good because it gives you a starting point, and then you can set. I go for -9 LUFS, and I'm gonna go ahead and put this at 7. And this limiter is super smart. It's gonna tell you good information on whether you should increase or decrease, or whether your dynamic range is, good or not. And I typically learn how to do it without plugins like this, but for people that are learning, it's great. And for people that just need, they want a little bit more information from their analysis tools, this is actually a really good plugin because it has all of it in one. I can say that I do want more. I want more mid-range, like a little bit of the lower mids in my snare. It's a little bit too crispy. Yeah, I think it's just a little bit too, whoops, wrong one. It's a little bit too thin. Let me go ahead and add, I'm gonna add about 500 in there and see what it do. I love that, boy. I loves it. I love it. I don't know. Maybe let me know. Please, by all means, let me know how you feel. I'm gonna end it right there. Oh, excuse me. All right, let me just select these. I'm gonna end it. I'm probably made it right there. All right. I mean, any changes? I mean, I got like other effects. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all. Whatever feedback you got, man. Yeah. Fade it out right there. Give it that emotional. You know, I'm out, bitch. I wanna do this. I wanna bring this down a bit. Yeah, I like that shit, bro. Oh, you know what? I don't have your beat tag. I don't think I got your beat tag, my dude. If you can email that real quick, I'll slap it on there. Matter of fact, since we added, I'm gonna turn off the plugins as we go. So for those that are still listening, I'm gonna do the A and B. It's gonna be kind of choppy because I'm turning these on and off as a whole. But we're gonna see the effect now that, you know, when you take the time to kind of cater to each sound individually. And this is why we ask for multi-tracks, so that we can bring the most out of a beat or out of a song as possible. We really want it to be, you know, it's not because we're trying to be control freaks. We just know that if we can mold the sound and make space, it'll work out. You know what I mean? And when we have sessions with vocals, we can now shape around the vocals. So now there's not so much clashing, because, you know, producers, they like to hear their music. You know, even if there's a vocal on it, they like to hear their music. But if all we have is the 2-track, it's a lot of give and take. But if we can get those multi-tracks, we can shape it to where you still hear your music and we have our vocals. And boom, we got a hit song. want to do something special. I love Looperator. If y'all ain't know that enough, I'm gonna do. Whoops. Yeah, that's what I want to do. But I gotta I don't know why I don't know why my bypass isn't working. Hold on. I don't know why it's not working. Interesting. I don't know. It's not doing what I thought it would do, but I was just gonna do the whole tape stop thing at the end of a certain part, like right over here. Might be a little bit too much going on at the top end of that. Just trying to get a little bit of clarity because it's a little bit bright. And then the cool thing about have, like, now that I've got this in there, I can like basically lower, let's say I want the vocals to kind of be a little bit more on top. All I gotta do is just turn down the main fader for this bus, and boom, now I've created a little bit better pocket. I'm gonna fast forward towards the end because I really want to hear how the progression goes. No! Y'all ain't know I could hit that note, did you? Well, I messed that up. Good thing I saved. Okay, I'm hearing something. Are you hearing something? I think I'm hearing something. I'm hearing it. I'm hearing it right now in my head. Might have to bring that back right here. Let's see. Yeah, that's what it was. Well, y'all, I think that is a good first mix. Pretty good. Might have to make some tweaks here and there. Especially if we plan on adding vocals later on down the line. I really think it came out dope. I think the balance is good. But and then again, if we plan on adding vocals to it, we'll see how that balance fares out. You know, vocals always determine how the balance changes or the balance is when we change it. But I think it came out really, really fire. I think it's time to go ahead and bounce it out. I'm going to go ahead and show you how I bounce. I mean, it's real easy. So you hit Command or Control E. It'll bring up this window here. You can choose whatever format you want. I typically just go 16-bit 44.1. I mix in a higher resolution because the audio quality is just a tad bit better. And then I just convert down because this is what we listen to anyway. And when we listen to on streaming platforms and inside your MP3 players, your phone, whatever you're using, most of the time it's 44.1. Okay. We may export at higher quality. Excuse me, I just got a lot of gas. If we're doing like, high res, we want to send a high res file to the DSPs, but for the most part, 16-bit 44.1 or 24-bit 44.1 for Mixdown for listening. I don't think we should go any higher than that for listening. But let's say you're a mix engineer and you didn't do any mastering, right? You want to do it at the highest possible. So I would probably bounce it out at 48 and 24 so that the mastering engineer has, a more high res audio file. Okay. You can also do FLAC, which is another lossless format. And the rest are, I don't even really bother with the rest. But anyway, so this one's named Magnus 23. And you can either set a loop and bounce that out, or you can do it based off your start and end markers. And this is why I set my start and end markers. So number one, it keeps my view in place when I hit Option or Alt Z. And so when it zooms in on between my start and my end marker. And so that when I'm ready to bounce, it bounces in between those two instead of just the loop or whatever. Or you can bounce between each marker. So let's say I got a bunch of markers, it'll bounce each of these sections individually. So, or you can just pick whichever section you want. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and bounce that out. Pew. Off to the races. Okie dokie. I mean, any questions? You want to revisit it and do some things? Maybe anybody got some ideas? You let me know for sure. Yeah. What do y'all think? How'd y'all enjoy that? Is there anything that I could have done differently that y'all would have preferred? Anything that I didn't explain very well? For sure, let me know. Interesting. Who's still rocking with me? Appreciate it, famo. But yeah, Studio One, man. Studio One's dope. Y'all don't understand how I didn't get the wireless lapel mic, but this is like 6 meters long. But this thing, man, it's definitely helped my minimalistic approach now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Is my hat dirty? Oh, that's just whatever. Rudy, you still there, buddy? What's up, man? Who else in here with us? Oh, I think the mix is done. I'm gonna play it one more time. Because for some reason, when it runs through iTunes or any of the other, like the MP3 or Wave players, it sounds better because oversampling. And I'll explain that real quick. So oversampling with these mixing plugins, And a lot of them have them these days, especially offline, right? So what oversampling does is, in layman's terms, it processes at a higher format, I guess, a higher sample rate. It processes at a higher sample rate, which in turns the result of the audio that you bounce or mix or process, it sounds that much more impressive or that much more high fidelity. And in a lot of the times when you oversample, the quality of the sound is better and the actual effect is better. So like, let's say I want to distort, like add some harmonic distortion to a signal. The quality of that, the audio after the oversampling is better because it's able to process more accurately because it's using more or a higher sample rate. Okay. It's like let's think of it as a picture. If I do, let's say I do regular, if I have a, how do I explain it? Let's say I got a 30 megapixel camera. Okay. That picture will come out. That picture will come out a little bit pixelated. It'll come out, you know, very, very, very small. Let's say I got a 1080p camera. Okay. 1080p looks pretty good. You can kind of see a little bit grainy, but then let's say I got this 4K camera. Think of the higher sample rate as having more pixels for the image to look better. The processing can see more detail because now we have more pixels to look at. Think of that as a higher sample rate. So now that we have more pixels, the audio can be processed more detail and at a more accurate level. And just so you know, when you're using distortion plugins, it's better to have those run at a higher sample rate. But let's go ahead and run that thing though. Damn, you heard that? You heard that audio skip? I hope that wasn't in the bounce. Hold on. It does sound really good. Really, really good to me. For sure. I think iTunes was just tripping, I guess. Apple Music, whatever you want to call it these days. Let me go ahead and... So a cool thing here, I can just rename the session right from within. So I'm going to name it Magnus 23. Boom. It's just saved everything. Now I'm good to go. I can close the session. We're done. We're done. Well, kind of done. I think it sounds pretty good, bro. I think it sounds pretty good. Thank you for tuning in. Hey, everybody that tuned in tonight / this morning, thank you. I might as well stay up because I need to. I was supposed to start my what'd you call it? My New Year's resolution. I was supposed to start my New Year's resolution today, which was actually work out. I sit here in this chair and I do a lot of work, but I don't sit on the bench and do work there as much as I should. But you know what? We got to work it in the schedule. That's the sacrifices we got to make. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, once again, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. We just made past 3 hours. And I love y'all for being a part of the conversation. I love y'all for being part of the stream. Thank you for tuning in. Pretty soon I'm going to do a studio tour. I just got to, man, I got to straighten up in here. I ain't going to lie. I'll be up here chilling. And I think it's time for me to make it a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. Over there, you can see my piano has junk on it. And I got my main microphone there. I just got to make it a little bit more, I'm probably going to put some lights over there or something. But for the most part, it's almost done. I just got to get it to where I can shoot videos so y'all can see what I'm working with in here. I really want to, I know this is the end of the video, but I really want to give a big shout out to Kali Audio because for a budget speaker, these speakers are amazing. And what the speakers I'm talking about are the Kali Audio IN8s. This is the first edition. I really want to get the second edition. And I think my next video will be a review of how I like them and what they do. And maybe one day I can get a sponsorship. I mean, we've already been talking. They want to hit me up with a subwoofer, but a subwoofer is not really in my plans. But I'm sure that if I can get the new IN8, that's the second version, you know, it'll be super fire. But yeah, Kali Audio IN8s. I think my next topics will be about why I choose certain speakers, and why I choose a certain type of speaker. The Kali Audio is a 3-way monitor. And I'm going to share a little bit more information on why I chose a 3-way monitor rather than going just to, you know, the good old fashioned 2-way. And that's all I got. Signing out. Hit me in my messenger. Hit me in my Instagram. My Facebook is kind of private, but I still talk about music there anyway. So y'all can find me on Facebook. And if you need beats mixed, or if you need songs mixed, or if you need songs mastered, please hit me up. You know, I want to build my portfolio, and I want to be, you know, I want to be part of everyone's process. You know what I'm saying? I want to be your engineer. You know, just like any business, is going to cost you something, but that's the nature of the beast, right? And we could talk about it. My rates are reasonable, and I think my skill is worth it. So again, thank you for tuning in. Let's get to